we will be continuing our work. So in this one, we're going to first of all add the player centered camera, and then we will eventually create a blank start menu. So first of all, currently this is how it's looking. So when we run the game, so we're running it in our simulator, it's running fine, but the camera is remaining behind. So you see it's going off the screen because the camera isn't following. So to solve that, we can easily just make the camera follow the player by making the camera a child of the player. So you just drag the camera onto the player, and then this is going to make it a child. And then we'll just save that, Control S, and then when we run it, we'll see that the camera will now be following the player. Okay, so now you can see that the camera is moving with the player. Okay, so that's that. Then we will go ahead and start creating a new start menu. So we need to be able to give a little bit of instructions on in terms of how to play the game, but as well as that, we need to be able to put a play button so that we're able to start the game initially. Okay, so from our hierarchy, okay, we'll create a UI element, then we'll pick the button. So this will create a button. Just rename it to, I think, where is it gone? Okay, so we'll just rename it to play button. Okay, now as you can see, it automatically creates a canvas. So the canvas has its own camera, and this is simply there to make sure that we are able to render the 2D elements correctly without any glitches. So that's the point of that. Okay, but it's going to be generated automatically. So under the canvas, we'll create an empty node. So under the canvas, so right click the canvas, then create an empty node. So this node is going to be our start menu. So it's going to contain everything. Okay, my computer is a little bit slow. So then we'll drag the play button. Okay, so the play button should go under the start menu. So the start menu should have the play button as its child. Then right now we're currently looking at the 3D view, but we should change it to the 2D view. So the 2D view helps us work with the user interface. So in this case, we click there, just top left, and then we'll see our user interface elements there. Okay, so then under the start menu, we can right click the start menu, and then we'll create a sprite. So this should be 2D. Yes, so sprite, and then this sprite will just be named BG, which is just going to be standing for background. So create that, and then once it's been created, we can then drag it onto the play button that we created earlier. So just drag it on top so that it becomes a child of the play button. Okay, so once the background has been created, so right now you see that it has this image like icon there. So we'll just change its size. So here under the content size, make sure that BG is the one selected now. Make sure that the content size, we'll increase it so that it's a larger image. So we'll set it to about 200 by 200. Okay, 200 by 200. So this will make it larger. Then we shall also pick the inside the internal. So there's going to be some default images. So we're looking for a default sprite. So let me check in default user interface. Default sprite splash. Okay, so this one here. So default sprite splash will be the sprite frame that we select. So we need to drag it, and we need to drag it inside here where it says sprite frame. So just drag it and put it there so that we have this white picture, the white picture. Then we can also make the let me just see it the way this is looking. Okay, so then drag the BG, make sure it's on top of the play button. So okay, right, yeah, so make sure it's on top of the play button, just like that. So because this affects the order in which they are rendered. So start menu has BG and play button, and then the one that starts first, that's the one that's at the back, and then the second one, that's the one coming towards the screen, it's the one in front. So the play button should be in front. Okay, so the other thing we need, so we'll add a title underneath the start menu. So what we can do is we just right click, so UI label 2D objects, so label. Okay, should be a new label, one that's not the one that the button has, just its own label. So change its positioning, so we'll place it a little bit higher, and then we'll also change its color and the text that it will have. So right now the text says label, so we'll just put the title of the game, which will be mind your step. So this one here at the end. Okay, then let's change the font sizes a little bit, just so that it's a little bit more visible. So 40, so let's say 30 and 40 is fine. Then let's see, where do we change color? In 3.7. Okay, so where am I? Oh yes, here. So under color, we can just click. We want the text to be black, so just drag it so that you have a black color like that, and then this should make it visible. I'll just adjust the size of my background so that it's a little bit larger. I think 200 by 200 is too small for me. I'll make it 300 on the width, 300 on the height. I think that's a little bit easier to read, I think. We can also just add some instructions. So firstly, I'll move the button below. Sorry, I'm actually not clicking on the button. So let's click on the button. So we'll move the button below to be the last one there. The label for the button should say play. so make it say play. Then here we just give a little bit of instruction in terms of what exactly the player needs to do for them to be able to play this game. Okay, I think I've separated the label and the text. Let me just push it up a little higher. Okay, so add some additional labels. Okay, so this one will be tips. Okay, then we'll do the same thing, change its color, make sure it's black, and then here we shall say mouse left click. Okay, let me just increase the content size. It's acting a little bit weird. So mouse left click, then we shall say jump 1 step. Okay, I'll reduce the font size a bit, make it 15. Okay, then I'll just duplicate this. Okay, then we'll call it tips 2. So for the second one, we'll drag it a little bit below, and then for this one it will be mouse right, then it will be jump 2 step. Okay, so we can save it. Okay, let me just see that. Okay, so the size is fine. Okay, of course you can further edit it. My computer is a little bit slow, so I won't go into that, but you can further edit it, the colors, the fonts, and so on, just so that you have it looking exactly what you want. Then in the next session we'll then talk about how we can start making this actually work. So the moment the user clicks the play button, we should have a function that starts the gameplay. So thank you for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching the video.